Welcome to 561 Music. My name's Ben.
And I'm Hector.
How are you, Hector?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing?
I'm all right. Been thinking about James today. He's staying in a treepee.
He is staying in a treepee.
In Carolina somewhere.
Pretty awesome. He sent us pictures.
Yeah, I've never thought of James as being. James is the banjo player in Killbillies, in case you were curious. But he's on vacation. So we don't have any gigs this weekend. I'm actually going to go and watch Frank Turner. I'm really looking forward to that.
Nice. I'm going to go Friday to Connolly's and check out Sierra Lane over there.
Oh, that's right.
Sierra Lane was our first guest on 561 Music, so that's always fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And it's James' birthday today.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, James.
Yeah, by the time he hears this, it won't be his birthday, but happy birthday, James, anyways. I mean, whatever.
Well, we have Dyllan and Stefanie on the show today. How's it going, guys?
It's going good. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Great. Sorry, I don't know what to do with my hands.
It's all right. Neither do I. That's why I have
You
a
can do
water
whatever
bottle, because I just keep
You can do whatever you want with them.
Fidgeting.
Get creative. Yeah, so you guys play in a wonderful band called the Coppertones, and I know you, Dyllan, from just the kind of bluegrassy kind of Americana scene since for quite a very long time.
Yeah.
And we've been kicking around kind of the same sort of spots and places for years and years now. So it's nice to see you, and as always, and also just to kind of learn a little bit more about the band, because apart from listening to it on Spotify, I don't know a huge amount about what you guys get up to, and it seems like you get up to quite a lot. You seem to tour and all sorts.
Yeah, we try and stay busy. We play for a living, so we do our best to, play in town and do stuff like that. But it's really a lot more fun to get on the road and
Sure.
just play for different people, meet people, travel. That's
Yeah.
one of the great things about being able to just pick up all your stuff and go set up wherever to play.
So our kind of approach to it is that we kind of, I'm just speaking personally, it's about half my income and the other half is through teaching and stuff. You guys like 100% doing the band?
Yep,
Yeah,
full time.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's really, really badass. So the first question I generally ask everyone is, why did you start playing music originally, and what was the early influences? So why don't we just start with you, Stefanie?
Ooh, all right. I had been singing since I was a little kid. Going from Disney to Mariah Carey to Whitney Houston and all that jazz. So I just always loved to sing. And then in middle school, high school, I went into chorus and, did that for a while, and then did musical theater. It was never really what I wanted to do. I just wanted to sing.
Yeah.
So it was my outlet to do that.
Okay.
So
makes you feel good singing, doesn't it?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
It's it can make a shitty day turn around real quick just by singing a song. It's such a great outlet. So it's like the only thing that I've ever really, really loved to do. So not wanting to make a career out of opera or classical music or musical theater, I just kind of picked up a guitar, piano, just started like writing songs to see what would happen.
Okay, cool.
So I wrote a couple songs and then played an open mic, and they were like, "Hey, do you want to play here every Monday?" And I was like, I know like fucking 5 songs.
That's great.
It worked out though.
That's how it
5 songs on loop.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly, right? You guys didn't hear this one already.
Were your parents musical?
No. Well, my dad used to sing. My parents are from Philly, so they used to sing. Right. He used to sing like on the streets, like in a doo-wop group.
Oh, really? I would say that's musical. In fact, that's badass.
It's pretty awesome. He's just been
man.
like smoking cigarettes since he was like 13 years old, so he can't really sing anymore.
Gotcha.
But that's the only musical background in my family, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really cool, man. Doo-wop on the streets of Philly.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it does sound. It's really cool.
As an English guy, that's just the coolest
you
thing.
Say it out loud.
Yeah,
you say it out loud. Suddenly, it's like, damn, that is cool. Dad, you're cool.
Well, there's so many people that have these families where they just start like picking at young ages, and I'm like, you look at like Billy Strings or somebody like that, and you're like, damn, like that would be awesome. And So I guess I didn't give my dad enough credit. Sorry, Dad.
What about you, Dylan? How did you get into music?
I was not good at anything.
Right.
I couldn't play sports. Like
Right.
and I really like. I mean, I just used to get picked on and made fun of a bunch, and like ended up joining band, and I think I was probably 12 or 13. I just started. I think I had a month of guitar lessons and a month of bass lessons, and by like 14, 15, I was in a punk rock band playing downtown,
Yeah.
like
there you go.
with like older guys, and you know, it's such a strange dynamic to go from like school, and like get picked on or whatever, and then like go play a bar downtown, like.
Yeah.
But
that's awesome. I love that, and I can relate to it too. It's like an identity thing at that age. Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
I feel like we've had a lot of people on here though that I mean, and you and I included in that group that's start out with the story of I wasn't good at anything. I didn't like sports. I didn't really hang out with anybody, and then I got into music.
Yeah. I love sports. I just
Yeah.
they didn't love me. It's just one of those things. I was
That's fair.
I was
That's
a
fair.
right fielder, and then in Pee Wee baseball, that's not a good thing.
Right. That's funny.
But yeah, it works out.
What about your parents? Did they listen to music?
So, yes, but it was so funny. It was more like me. They were awesome and they supported me in every way, and got me the CD clubs where you like order CDs. And that was like the thing. That was like Jimi Hendrix, Led Zeppelin, Rolling Stones. My mom brought me to Rolling Stones when I was, I think, 12 or 13, and
Oh, amazing.
that was. They don't
So
play.
dope.
No one in my family plays.
Right.
But as far as a nurturing environment for anything I wanted musically or in general, really, they were pretty cool about
That's
just
wonderful.
supporting me. So
That's
that
cool.
was nice. But I always wanted the family band too. Just
Right.
not a thing.
Well, me and my brother, definitely that's what we thought we were going to do when we were teenagers. We just used to play constantly, him on drums, me on guitar when we were growing up. We made a record. We had a band called Snork Maiden.
Snork me?
yeah.
That's
Damn.
intense.
Right?
From the Moomins. I don't know if you know what the Moomins is, but it's like a weird cartoon
Okay.
from like Norway or something. And one of the characters is called Snork Maiden, and we decided to make our band. I've listened to some of the songs recently. There was one of the songs on there. I was like 13, 14. The chorus went, "So let me die here in self-inflicted pain." Like that.
Dude.
I was really
It's intense for
I'm
13,
really
man.
I was gonna say,
angsty youth.
hormones and testosterone and all things going.
I know, yeah. I did the whole, like eye makeup and
Eyeliner.
stuff. I was the worst when I was that age.
I wasn't
Angsty,
a walk in the
angsty.
park either.
It's pretty funny, actually. I haven't thought about that in a long time. So what made you pick up the stand-up bass? did that come
So
about?
I started and actually before I kind of left this out, the first time I ever played in front of people was in church, and that was
Right.
awesome because
I like it when people talk about this in relation to the way it works in the US, because it's a bit different than the UK, because there's not quite so much kind of rocky type music in,
Yeah.
in churches in England, but like here it's a big thing, isn't it?
this was, I mean, I played with a bunch of older people in the church. I was the youngest one, but it was cool because they just, even if you mess up, it's like, it's
okay.
cool. God will forgive you. And
God didn't notice.
but, yeah, exactly. But the gentleman who played upright bass in the church, I was always into bass, and I just always thought it was a cool instrument. I played it for the first time when I was 13, and then fast forward to being 18, I was in a band. A good friend of mine passed, the one who I used to play all the bars and stuff with when I was 14, 15, up until I was 18. He passed away, and I was like, I'm not going home.
Yeah.
And friends of friends were in a rockabilly band. And I really had, I mean, I was like punk rock,
Yeah.
you know, ska and stuff like that at the time. And they're like, well, you can come live with us and you're going to have to buy an upright bass.
Yeah, there you go.
So I like bought one on eBay and they sent it to me in a box and I just kind of figured it out.
Yeah.
Like
You
I mean, trial by fire.
That's so funny, and it
Yeah.
really fits into my theory that people don't decide to learn the stand-up bass; other people decide it for them.
And I was so
It was
fine with
definitely decided for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, James I'm in another band with James, and he's telling me that their bass player was moving away, and did I want to give it a shot? I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot, and I played acoustic bass for a number of months, out of the gate, and then I've always been an electric bass player or whatever, and I just played an acoustic bass, and then at some point Ben was like,
Maybe you
you should probably get yourself an upright.
It's
bass.
time.
It's time. And then I bought it and I sat on it for like 2 months.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bring it out. I was like, I'm not sure. I
It's
don't
a
know.
lot.
Yeah. And he's like, you just got to get out and do it. If you mess up, nobody cares. They're staring at the bass going, that's really cool.
True.
That was 100% true. I mean,
Yep.
I brought it out and I screwed up so bad on that first gig with the upright. Nobody cared. Everybody kept coming up like, "Oh, it's a really cool bass."
Well, I have a theory about that. Okay, when it comes to this isn't the same for like kind of classical music concerts or really big concerts. But if you're playing in a bar, no one notices if you're bad. They notice if you're good.
Yeah.
So you can turn a room round by being awesome.
Yeah.
But if you're just kind of sucky, no one cares. You're just sort of being sucky in the background.
Yep.
Like you.
It's true for the majority, definitely. I'm the person that, like, if there's a shitty band playing, I'm like, I'm out of here. I can't do it. It's like it's just like even like house music playing in the background. I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't stay here any longer. Yeah, it's just like it gets like
Drives you
I start
nuts.
getting anxious, and I'm like, and my palms start sweating, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Well, I think we're kind of slightly maybe. But, all I can do when I'm in a bar, if there's a band playing, is analyze every single tiny thing they're doing because
Yeah.
we do it for a
Yeah.
living. But
Yeah.
like I don't know if that's everybody. I mean, I hope it's not
Well,
everybody.
it's a good thing though if you do it the right way, because I mean it's class. You know what I mean? You're being
Yeah.
entertained, but like everybody can kind of. It's an art, so everyone can kind of do it different. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
as long as it works. You know?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And the reason I sort of brought that up is it was more for the positive aspect of if you are really good, you can totally turn the room around. You can have everyone listening to you and turn it
Yeah.
from just being a band in the corner of the room to like a concert. You know? Yeah, it's kind of what it's all about. So when you guys are writing your music, who writes and how do you put it together when it comes to sort of arranging it for the band?
You want me to answer that?
Sure.
We do it differently, and it's I don't like to have a recipe.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Or a way, because then I feel like I'm just putting too much pressure on myself.
Yeah.
Like, when you go through a dry spell and you're not writing for a while and you're like kind of beating yourself up, it's best just to let things happen organically. There's been songs that we've written with Dan, the guitar player. There's been a song that I brought to her half done and she wrote the other verse, and then we just kind of, but just like letting them come up with a basic idea and kind of just let them breathe. Otherwise, you're kind of just like stifle. It's like writing something and then recording it automatically. It's like you can't
No,
do that.
that's
You gotta let it.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
gotta let it unwrinkle. I guess.
Yeah, totally. Who would you say writes the most in the band, or is it kind of even?
I think Dyllan writes more than me. He
I
has
just don't keep what I write.
he has a way of I'm very over analytical. I
Right.
overthink everything that I do. So when I sit there and write a song, like it takes me like a couple months to mold everything together to get it where I think it should be.
Sure.
Whereas he'll shit out a song in like an hour,
Right.
and it'll be
She
like
put it so eloquently.
Right?
Yeah, well, I mean it though in
Mood's
the
done.
best way though, because you put out this song and it's amazing, and I'm very envious of that.
And he's like, I wrote it over breakfast.
Yeah, he's like, I just
Well, those are the best
walked
ones.
into the
While
other
eating-
room and here's this song.
I wrote it while eating my
What?
pasta this morning.
Yeah.
I've always said, if it comes out quick and naturally like that, it's so much better than anything else you'll ever do, because you have this idea, and I call it polishing the turd.
Yeah. No.
If you
yeah.
keep polishing it, there's not going to be any turd left.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
going to be gone.
Well, I think is it your phrase, or did you get it from somebody where you say a song is never finished, it is only abandoned.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true.
One of
That's a
the
good
things, one of the things that we've been doing lately, and it tends to be with every band I'm in, is so whoever comes up with the most recent song we wrote, Hector came with a few chords and was like, I was thinking it could be a kind of like quite sort of classic Irish drinking song type chords, and they gave it to me. I wrote a bunch of words on it, and then kind of wrote a chorus and changed it a little bit, and then we just sat on it for 6 months, kept playing it out live, and we're like, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? Then we rehearsed last week, and we're like, by that point we knew what was wrong with it. It's like, this bit, it sucks. When we're playing it live, this is the bit where we feel like it's not finished, and that helped us to kind of like zone in on the things we needed to change. And now we've got the thing is done now, it's good. But it took like having the original song and playing it in front of people and being like, oh yeah, I'm a bit embarrassed when it gets to this bit. I don't want it to be like this,
And it's always nice when it's a collab like that, like, Ben definitely wrote 99% of the lyrics, and, but it was just, it's always nice, like when we were sitting there at the practice and we're like, well, what's wrong with it? What's this? And Ben's like, well, let's try this. And then James will be like, right, but instead of that note, let's do this note. And then I'm like, all right, well, let's do that. And like at the end, it really was a nice collab,
Yeah, I'm all about that. I've written songs on my own, but all the things I think I've been a part of, the best things have been, collaborative to a certain extent.
Yeah.
No man is an island. Or woman,
Salt
for that
and
matter. So when you're at home, do you guys practice your instruments, like kind of in a traditional sense? And if not, is there any kind of practice that you do, and what is it?
Steph plays upright sometimes. I've picked up the mandolin now, and
Cool.
that's kind of playing rhythm your whole life, and then just going to that. It's needs you got to practice doing leads and stuff like that. So
Sure.
I can't sit at the house. I used to walk to the bar with my mandolin and play the whole way.
Right.
And we're talking, a few miles, so it's going to take me a while
great.
to get there. Or I'll stop, I'll bring stuff with me. And I was doing that for a while, because otherwise, if I sit at home, I won't practice. I have to take my instrument out of my comfort zone to where it's just...
I come here. I work here, and I come here, and I get here a couple of hours before I got to start work and practice then, and that actually makes it so, because my house is I've got all these animals, crazy in there. You know, I can't.
Ditto. Yeah.
I was literally on the way here, I was thinking it would be nice to rent a warehouse space and do that again, and just have that, an art studio is an art studio. It's a thing for a reason. You kind of need, especially myself, I'll sit down with a guitar and I'll be like, oh, I'm going to play for an hour, and then I'll do this or I'll do that. But I'll play for 15 minutes and then I'll get up and start cooking, or like, oh, I have to clean, or I have to do that. Like, I have to get all that stuff
Everything
away.
Surrounds you in your
And-
house, where you start thinking about adult responsibilities, and then all of a sudden it's like,
It seems trivial. Yeah.
Right.
I know what you mean.
yeah, but
I have to be an adult.
honestly,
No.
like I wish we did play more and practice more at the house. We should.
It's
Yeah,
hard.
what's that?
It's
You have
hard.
a tattoo on you?
Shush, 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 shush.
Is that a pick?
Yes,
What's that for?
it's I pick you.
Oh, okay.
Gross.
What's that?
That's adorable.
Something?
So, as a band, do you guys rehearse, or are you playing so much at this point that it's just that?
It's always paid practice. I
Yeah.
try and throw some things out. I don't like to do it all the time, but like throw some curveballs every once in a while, like just play something new, jam something out differently, just because it breaks the monotony as well, especially when you're playing for people that aren't necessarily there to see music.
Yeah.
You're kind of like, it's a hard thing to to do.
You know when it's okay to blag it a little bit. I know what you mean.
exactly.
Yeah, we do the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's a fine line.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
But
Yeah, we try and add one. You know, like if it's something that's close enough to something else we do, and it's not pushing us too far out of our comfort zones, we'll throw them in there. And sometimes someone will ask for a song that we don't know. We'll try and play it, and it will go really well, and then we'll just add it to it.
Yeah.
Like, all right, well, I guess we can play that.
We know how to play
Yeah.
that now.
Yeah.
That's always a good one, because then it's like, you know, even though you put yourself in a slightly sort of dodgy position by playing something you don't really know, it's not your fault. It's because someone asked for it. So you
Right. You have that on
excuse.
your.
Well, this guy, I don't know. Oh, come on, you know it.
Yeah.
When they do that, they try and convince you that you know a song. It's like, come on, man, play Stairway.
Like, you know that there's several aspects to the song.
The thing is, because I've been in that situation so many times before, I know that they will be disappointed if I screw it up. Because it's like the last thing anyone wants when they're desperately asking for you, what they think in their head is that you're saying no because, like, I don't know, maybe you think you're too good for them or their song or whatever. It's not that. You just don't know how it goes. And so sometimes, you know, like I'll try and hack it out and make a mess of it, and they're like, oh.
Oh,
Like,
he really
see?
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 Oh, he really doesn't know.
This is why I initially
They're
said
paying me
no.
to be here. I can't do this again.
Yeah, totally. So you guys tour a bit. Can you tell us a little bit about where you've toured? And we were talking about it earlier. I think it'd be interesting to the people who listen to this, how you book your gigs.
Trade secrets. No, we
Ancient Chinese secrets.
Yeah, right. The secret ingredient is you. No, we've been as far west as Austin, and as far north. And this band is Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
We had in 2020. I had a 2-month tour booked from here to Toronto to Wisconsin, and then I was booking Kansas City when everything started canceling.
Right.
And so that was like I spent a lot of time doing that, and it was a 2-month tour.
Yeah.
And so that kind of put me in bad sorts to do all that work, because you're just selling yourself. Everybody has their own ways of doing it. I email blast. I use a few different sites. I like to promote Indie on the Move. I don't know if I can say that or not. And bleep me or whatever. But they're awesome. And
we'll charge them for the sponsorship later. Don't worry.
All right.
whatever
There you
works.
go.
I got plenty of money. I'm a musician. But
Well, when he's like, I need help with this date, maybe in this city, and he goes, via Indie on the Move, I'll go to Google or Yelp or whatever and just search for music venues in the area.
Oh, cool.
And kind of like look at their website, see what the vibe is, to see what's going on, to see if it would even be somewhere we should play.
yeah,
To kind of just give it a different.
I
I don't know.
have the most luck
Approach.
calling people. I mean,
Right.
emails are great, but if I can do it, if I'm in the right mindset, I usually can cold call a place and figure out who I need to talk to, or you know, a lot of it is,
I like doing it. I like cold calling places because in America it's interesting because I'm English and people remember me when I call them.
Yeah.
It's like better than an email for me, you know. It actually works
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
You have that going for you. I'm just awkward as hell.
I'm
on
gonna
the
say-
phone. I'm just like,
What do you charge an
hi,
hour? I'll give
do
you
you
a
want
phone
to
list.
book my band?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I booked this great British band. If they don't show up, it's like it's me. Instead, they're like, what? Been swindled.
That's really funny. So, in terms of like recordings, where are you at with all that? Are you when was the last time you released something? What are you working up to? Anything? Have you been recording and stuff lately?
We released our last album in 2020. Last year was kind of a leap year.
Sure.
It was a shit show. You can say it.
Yeah, it was a shit show.
All year.
Yeah, it was.
It's okay. It was literally for everyone in the world.
Yeah, I was gonna
so,
say
you know.
there were like these people that were super stable and they were getting overtime and they were just like, "This is great," and I'm like, "You're an asshole." But we released it and then everything shut down right after we released it.
wow.
We kind of need to choir budget and stuff like that to get back into the studio and for more stuff. We've been.
Did you do anything at home, like with recording?
We did. We actually recorded a couple songs on like
we bought a
Tascam.
Yeah, 4-track.
Right,
like an old one that I've had since I was 14.
Yeah,
15,
cool.
Yeah.
And we bought a condenser mic and just one mic in the room, and I honestly like that better than studios are great, but a lot of times if you're not playing live, you just it just gets cold, especially with the style of music that we play.
Yeah.
You guys, out of anyone I know, every time I see you guys, I'm like, they really can groove together. Like you've got a very solid just baseline groove, which is a hard thing to do, and not everyone does. Some people just can never do that. And I think with this kind of Americana type and bluegrassy kind of end of the woods, it's what it's all about, is having that. You have got it, which is sick. So if I can see how recording something really kind of sparse like that would work really well for you.
It sounds so much cooler to me. I don't know. It just reminds me of like listening to old recordings, like listen to old Dixieland and jazz, and it's all there. And even those like super old Bob Marley recordings where it's like the ska stuff, you can like hear the house move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's warm. And with all that getting lost, I really want to go back lo-fi, not because it's hip or it's cool, but it really works for what we do. Like we've sat there and maybe played a song 3 or 4 times, just arranging ourselves and okay, turn the bass this way, you're gonna sing this way, and we got our marks now, so we can just go in there and be like, all right, let's bang a song out.
Nice.
And get it get it in one take. So that's that's a awesome feeling, and it's really nice on the pockets too, because it's not cheap to get good studio time now.
No, not at all.
No, it's true, man. I think that sort of lo-fi approach really works. We're like a kind of a similar kind of a band, but we have the feet drums, which is just kind of enters us into a bit of a different situation. Quite difficult to get a good mix on them. When if you're just recording with one mic, but what we decided to do for the next serious thing we record is go and do it in a day or two at Sun Studios and just do everything like that, like first, second take, just play it and record it onto tape and stuff.
Yeah, Sun Studios does it. I've been there a couple of times now, just doing tours and stuff, and they do tours, I guess, during the day, and then in the evening and at night they record bands, and they still do it on tape, old school.
Yeah,
and
that's awesome.
And it's everybody in the room, kind of like what you're talking about, and everybody's mic'd up. I mean, there's definitely different mics and things, but it's everybody in the room, and you all play together and stuff, and it's kind of a old vibey cool feel,
Yeah. And you're at Sun Studios,
and
it's
actually
at Sun Studios.
It sounds pretty bucket listy.
It's actually a whole lot more reasonable than you would think.
I was just about to ask about that.
It's so my son plays drums, and last time we were up there, my niece lives up in Memphis. Last time we were up there, my wife was gonna book a I don't even know. I think it was like a 4-hour session, like a half-day session or something for the two of us. And because it was just the two of us or whatever, it was like $500. We ended up not being able to do it, just timing-wise. But I think like a full band for the day is like $1,000. Like,
wow,
like that's it.
And a day
and if you're recording live and doing it, and then instead of track by
track.
track.
So I'm thinking
prepared.
a day or two, and you're done. I mean, you could bang it out.
Yeah, that's the idea, is that we know our songs to the point where we could play them in our sleep and we just go and do it,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just be comfortable. I always feel like whenever I do something, whenever I'm recording, it's automatically like I start sweating a little bit.
Oh God, that's me. Every time I record, I do that.
Yeah, it's like how do you go, and that's why I like doing the stuff at the house, because I don't have an engineer like who's this guy, or whatever. I'm in my element,
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah, definitely getting the right atmosphere for it can be tough. But I think just as long as we're super, super well rehearsed for it. We got till July, so we got long enough.
We say that now, but about third week of June. We're like, oh crap.
What songs are we gonna do?
So, do you have you got anything coming up? Anything in the works? Anything that we should know about that you're excited about?
We are releasing a new music video.
Cool.
We haven't picked a date yet.
It's gonna be in a few weeks.
Have you recorded it already?
Yeah,
It's all
everything's
done.
It's,
Oh,
it
awesome.
looks,
We went down
it
to the
looks wonderful.
Keys.
Yeah.
And
You went down to
shot
the Keys,
it.
you said?
What's that?
Did you say you went to the Keys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
We went down to the Keys. A lot of my family and friends live down there, and we went to some iconic spots. In if you go down there in Islamorada, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was fun, but it was very arduous. It was
Right.
Sure.
We did it in what is it? Did we do that in March? What? It was hot. It was
I
just
don't know.
hot.
It was hot as hell.
It was hot.
Does it really matter what month? I mean, it's Florida.
Yeah.
I mean,
True,
we have summer
true.
and summer
I
too.
mean, right?
those
Yeah,
are our
right.
way
seasons.
better to do
Summer
it now.
too.
Like it was just. Other than that, it was great. But
Right.
it was
It's
very
a
hot.
song about Florida, so
Oh,
it
cool.
makes sense.
Sure.
that we were sweating profusely.
Yeah. I've hung around on Islamorada a bit. It's very hot. It's extremely hot.
Yeah.
I remember when we went on a vacation there, and just in the little bit of water that was next to the house, a little bit of a kind of a tiny bay area, just like two sharks swimming around in circles. It's just such a funny place.
Yeah.
Ben, you're getting very American on me. You said vacation. You didn't say holiday.
Oh no!
Leisure time, sir. What's that?
Oh, he's getting Americanized.
I'm sorry, Mum.
We apologize.
Yeah. So yeah, we have that video, and then we're hoping to, start recording some new stuff.
Yeah, I want
and
to do some of
see-
those house EPs.
Yeah.
We really want to do that.
Yeah,
we've
awesome.
got a few. I think we got a few songs done already, but we don't want to still like kind of
Wanna pull
tiptoeing
the trigger
around.
too
So
quick.
would you would like record it at your house, and then would you send it to someone to master it?
I mean, well, that's kind of what we're on the fence about. I don't know
Right.
if everyone has Spotify. It's really very easy to stream music, and I like buying CDs. I still do it. I like.
I was
buying
going to
vinyl.
ask you about that actually.
I love having hard copies. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's just a weird thing that I feel like you forget about it or it gets lost otherwise in your
Yeah.
phone or whatever in the cloud.
Yeah.
But
Wherever that is.
yeah, exactly. Right. But no, I want to have something that you have to come out to a show and buy.
Yeah.
It's
Are you going thinking CD or vinyl route? What do you think?
I mean, I'd like to put out another cool little 7-inch, but I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to having some cassettes, to having some CDs, because I
Yeah.
mean, I still have a cassette player in my car.
Yeah,
I-
well, that is the reason why last time we made CDs is because then you get to be the one CD that the first people have in their car.
Yep.
Wherever they go, they get in. The first thing comes on is your band because it's
Yeah.
their only CD.
Yep.
They're like, shit, not this again.
You'd be surprised how many times
Hopefully
we've heard
not.
that.
yeah.
We hear that a lot, like, oh
Yeah.
man, I listen to you guys all the time. You're always in my,
Exactly.
Whenever I don't want to listen to the radio, I hit the CD and
Well, and then on the other end of it, we have people that complain. They're like, we don't have a CD player.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, here,
well,
we get
maybe,
that.
what's cool about that boom boxes still exist. You can get yourself a
Yeah.
ghetto blaster. You're
Yeah.
you're
Fun, though. I
good.
mean, we did a live album. We actually did a live stream here, and then took those tracks and had your brother did it, right?
Yeah, my brother
mixed
mixed
and
and
mastered and
mastered.
everything. And so we put out a live album, and it was cool. I mean, we got a local artist to do the artwork and stuff for
Yeah.
it, and Adam Sheets, right?
Yeah, that guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Adam.
Cool.
Big up Adam.
And then I mean, it was just, and it's, I don't know, like you said, there's a lot of people that definitely go, oh, I don't have a CD player. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
But there are those people that are like, okay, cool, yeah, I'll buy a CD, and it's
Right.
and it's just, I don't know. You're right. It's just fun to give somebody something, like an actual physical something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're holding.
Yeah.
And so we actually haven't released that digitally yet.
No, we haven't. I was thinking about that actually earlier today. I was thinking we need to get a moving on that. I was looking at the folder on my desktop and thinking I should probably upload that to
Yeah.
Spotify. So yeah. Actually, I'll do that. I'll
Yeah,
do that next couple of days.
it's been close to a year at this point.
Band
Yeah.
meeting.
Yeah, we didn't do it right at the we didn't do it at the beginning because we wanted to sell some CDs. We wanted
Yeah.
it to be the only way you could get it. It did kind of work. We did actually quite a few mail order.
Yeah.
And then and now we're kind of down to one box. It's like it's time to put it online, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So why don't we have you guys play us a couple of songs?
All right, let's
That'd
do
be
it.
great.
Cool.
All right, great.
1, 2, 3, 4. Last call, the bars are all closing, and you've got to go. So I close out my tab and I get up real slow. It's hard to go home when you can't find the door. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I tempted the bottle and I lived in sin. Drunken memories kept the Lord forgotten me. This road that I'm on, let deliver me tonight. A warm, soft bed in a bottle of light. Sometimes I wonder, is he rolling in his grave? Is it proud of what I've done? So hard to be right when I've always been wrong. This path out of darkness seems much too hard and long. Last call, the bars are all closing. You've got to go. So I close out my tab and I get up real slow. It's hard to go home when you can't find the door. I lived in darkness and I've run from the light. Who am I to tell you which one is wrong or right? Got this one out feeling, yeah, it's just coursing through my veins. Seems I'm headed north on a southbound lane. Sometimes I wonder, is he rolling in his grave? Is it proud of what I've done? So hard to be right when I've always been wrong. This path out of darkness seems much too hard and long. Last call, the bars are all closing. You've got to go. So I close out my tab and I get up real slow. It's hard to go home when you can't find the door.
You've seen me at my best, babe, and you've seen me at my worst. You pushed me to my limit. It seems as if we're I've been trying not to love you, for what is just too damn long. Even when I wanna kill you, I guess it's here that we There's so much against us. My timing's never been good. I'm done overthinking the bad and the reasons we never should. I've never been so terrified, but comfortable just the same. Except in front of this microphone, where I bear myself untamed. You would play me a melody and sing me a tune if you were my Johnny and I were your June.
This episode of 561 Music is sponsored by Handlebars Bar and Grill. It's a biker bar in Sequester, and you should come check it out. It's a pretty cool place. It's up on US 1, right when you leave Jupiter and start going into Sequester. It's on your right. It's primarily like a biker bar. There's an area out front of the place where you can pull up on your bike, but you can come no matter what vehicle you're driving. We're not snobby about that.
We're not limited to bikes there, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and my father-in-law took it over. It was used to be Judy's, and been a popular spot for decades. And he was Victor, the guy who used to run it, was thinking of putting it down, and my father-in-law stepped in, cleaned the place up a little bit, and got some good beer on tap, and we have a great chef, Burnsy, he makes food there, and we have a bike night every second Thursday of the month with live bands, and we have bands on Saturdays from 6 to 9, and then there is also, coming up on the 30th, we have this Saturday, there is a Big Vince and the Fat Cats are playing, and they are just a
Amazing.
riot. They're a fantastic band. And then on the this Sunday, me and Victoria Lee are doing a Halloween open jam. So if anyone can come to that and come and jam with me and Victoria Lee, if they so desire.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's Handlebars. All right, let me get back to you guys. So could you tell us a little bit about what those two songs were about?
Want to go first?
So Tempting the Bottle. It's just we tried to write a drinking song. You know, it's hard to leave when you can't find the door.
Sure.
And
I could relate to a lot of the lyrics in that.
yeah, it's
It kind of sound a little bit about like kind of being in a band too. And
yeah. I really wanted to write a fast A minor song, and wrote the chorus and kind of did a little bit of for the verses, did a little bit of my own life, but that's why it's a drinking song.
Well, I like the there's a kind of a stylistic thing that you guys have that kind of reminds me quite like a little bit of Wood Brothers and some other people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Where there's a lot of kind of like moves, there's a certain way that you move between the 1 and the 4, which is just reminds me of that. You definitely have a style, like a way of unexpectedly changing between, like, to the subdominant and stuff like that when you wouldn't expect it. Which I think is very interesting. I enjoyed that song.
Thank you.
What was the other one about?
The second one we played is called Johnny and June. So I always say that, it's hard enough being, in love or being in a relationship.
I just got it. Johnny and June. Okay, yeah. Go.
You're going to Sun Studio.
Yeah.
Get it together.
Right. Seriously.
And then you add being a musician on top of it, and that adds, we're I wouldn't say we're the most stable of people.
Right.
So it was kind of like a half love song, half like play on like we fucked up. Like.
Right, gotcha.
So yeah, that's kind of what that one's about.
It was cool, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. So you play a very interesting looking double bass, and you were telling us all about it earlier. And usually we have people get their pedal boards up on the screen, and we talk about their pedals. But I think it would only be right to talk about this very interesting bass. Could you tell us a bit about it?
Yes. It's Eminence bass, and I bought it because I was tired of, I play older instruments, and was really tired of worrying about people. I actually mentioned it to you. I had someone kick my stuff over a few times, and things break, and they're not as easily replaceable. So
I did that to Zach once. Yeah, it was bad.
Not on purpose?
Not on purpose, no.
Be a better story. But it just takes up a lot less room. It's great with feedback. It's still an acoustic instrument, so I can practice, without amplification. And
Yeah.
it comes apart. The neck actually comes apart, and it'll go into a golf bag. So we've gone overseas once with it. It's nice to be able to not have to worry about renting an upright bass. Because it's a lot different than renting a guitar or renting, an electric bass.
For sure.
There's just so many.
I couldn't
it's
imagine.
Not yours.
Yeah,
it's not yours. And
Variables.
variables, yeah. And so that's kind of why I love it. It's
pretty easy when you say you take it apart. Pretty easy to take it apart, put it back together.
Yeah, it's one screw. I mean, the hardest part is restringing it. And
Yeah,
that's,
when it comes to the setup, does that take a minute to kind of adjust?
If I have to, I can do it in 15 minutes.
Wow.
But it's kind of like scary when you do it that fast because you can actually flatten the bridge or, if you wind it up too much. But it's worth every penny. And the people that I bought it from up in, I believe they're in Minneapolis. I've talked to them on the phone. They're so nice. And
What's the name of the place?
it's a gel bass.
Okay.
And I'm blanking on the gentleman's name, but I mean, I've actually snapped it in half and sent the neck in, and he glued it back for me.
Oh,
wow.
cool.
I mean, which should have been a lot of money. He did it fairly inexpensive, sent it right back out. I mean,
That's
just
great.
awesome people in general, especially the upright bass community is a smaller niche community. So,
Right.
and it's nice when they'll talk to me because usually they're, if they see me in person, they're like, "What's
It's a very small community.
what's this weirdo doing here right now, and why is he
Right.
touching my nice stuff?"
When I started playing the upright about 8-9 months ago, I remember Zach, your old bass player. He said to me, he said, "Oh, I saw you. You finally broke down and got the stand-up bass." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Man, that's great." He goes, I could tell already you're going to be one of the top 10 stand-up bass players in Florida. And at first, I was like, "Wow, that was a really nice compliment." And then it occurred to me, there's probably less than 10
There's
Oh,
of us
10.
in South Florida. So
You're the
there's probably
last
less
one
than
on
of
the
us.
list.
I'm probably like number 10.
Top of your class. Top of your class.
Yeah. So.
Certainly playing live a lot, there's probably, well, I mean, realistically, was there like 5 guys around here who like kind of, make
There's
money
a
doing it?
lot down in Miami, and I've met a lot of
Okay.
people down in Miami. But it's like
Interesting.
A lot of jazz players.
a lot of jazz
Yeah.
players, and I've met a few luthiers. I had a great one in Austin, but I don't really have anyone that I go to here. But I just ran into this guy who did all the basses for UM,
Right,
for their music department. He didn't even want to let me into his house. I mean, it's just like one of those. Once you find that community, you just kind of gotta. We're friends now. Like, let's
Yeah,
exchange numbers.
Yeah. And that's awesome. It didn't occur to me. Of course, there's loads of players down in Miami, and because there's loads of everything in
Yeah.
Miami. Yeah.
It's like a separate world. Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Lake Worth,
Yeah.
Palm Beach. It's everyone kind of just sticks in their.
Little pods.
Bubbles, yeah.
It's like the Keys. People won't drive like 3 or 4 miles down the road, oh, it's a different island now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay right here.
I'll tell you the first upright, because I've only been playing 9 months and I'm on my second upright now. So the first one, the head snapped off. The headstock snapped right at that nut. It just snapped, and right at a gig.
Yeah.
actually, it was like
Yeah.
hanging by a
God.
thread, but I finished the gig.
Oh my god, it was so stressful.
for you.
So it was pulling.
It was pulling, and I was just playing very lightly and just very carefully, very gently, and I made
praying
it.
to
I made it
Cool,
through
doesn't
the
have
gig.
frets.
Yeah, no, it was great. But I same thing. I was having a hard time finding somebody to fix it. And I found a place in Boca Raton, Barnes Violins.
Mhm.
I think it was Timothy. I think is the guy's name down there. Just great people, man. And he glued it back together for me. But he also drilled and put a carbon fiber pin in it.
Yeah, like dowel. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's
Oh, yeah.
just never. Nothing was ever going to happen to that. But ended up selling it and.
Did you
I'm
know
buying the one I
Timothy
have
is
now.
the number one earning name in the world?
Is it really?
There's a lot of rich Tims.
That's pretty funny. Should have been named Tim.
Right?
Could have brought it
Right?
to me, man. I would have put a 1/4-inch bolt through it.
So
There
if
you
you
go.
legally
I've
change your
broken-
name to Timothy,
You'll
would
get rich.
anything happen?
Well, I'm not. Maybe I'm not sure. There's this kind of preppy
Or
guy.
is it?
You
I was
prob-
gonna say, or is it like you have?
That'd
to be
make you
born
more
with it?
American if you had 2 first names. So you could be like
Right.
Ben Tim,
Ben Bob.
Ben Tim Joe, Ben Bob.
The Ben,
Oh,
ben
Ben
Timothy
Bob.
Band.
I'm for it.
Yeah,
I
man.
mean, she's already Stefanie Ann. You know.
Oh, really? That's cool.
I'm Dill Bill.
What are you
We're
telling
good.
people my middle name for?
If you'd like to know our home address,
Right? Her social security number.
I actually have
is-
2 middle names. My
2,
name's
3, 4.
Benjamin Joseph James Childs. There you go.
Oh, you're
Which
more
means my
redneck than all
first
of
2
us.
initials are BJ, which has been embarrassing.
So
I
And my
didn't-
second 2
I
are
didn't even put
JC.
2 and 2
right,
together.
right.
Just do with that what you will.
what would Ben Childs do?
Yeah,
That's funny, man. I had my
WWBJ.
my parents came over here from Cuba, man, and my mom was like everybody had 14 names. It was just a Spanish thing,
Right.
and so when I was first one born here in the U.S. In our family, and when I was born, my mom was like, Hector Diaz. That's it. We're not giving you any other names. And I actually had I actually felt bad growing up. Like, everybody's got a middle name. I don't have one.
Yeah.
It was so stupid.
Oh man, it was all just kind of rebel against this kind of Cuban
Right?
thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
My
it's
mom was just
interesting.
like, yeah, screw it. Too
How are
many
they going to
names.
find you though? How's someone gonna? That's like you can kind of stay under the radar with Hector Diaz because there's so
That's
many.
the John.
of
That's
them.
Yeah.
the John Smith of Spanish people.
Yeah.
Man.
So
Juan Gomez or
Yeah,
it's like-
exactly. Exactly.
are you guys have you guys got any gigs coming up?
Yes. We're opening up for Reverend Peyton's Big Damn Band next
awesome.
week.
Cool.
That's awesome.
And we have Barkback Benefit coming up.
Yeah. See you there.
And yeah. And
Oh,
the norms, the usual.
Yeah.
the usual
Okay.
gigs.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, is there somewhere that people can go and check out? What's the best place? Is it your website or is it Instagram?
Yeah, our website is thecoppertonesmusic.com.
Right.
And you can find all of our socials and all the things from the
there you go.
website. Yeah.
And for anybody that follows the podcast, they'll know that we always put all of the links and everything. So your website, your
right.
social media, emails,
Awesome.
social
Yeah.
security number, phone numbers.
Perfect.
everything. It'll all be in
Thank
there.
God.
It'll all be in there. Your
Positive.
middle name, it'll all be in
it's
there.
happening.
You're now public property. I hope that's okay.
Yes.
Only if I get branded.
So,
weird.
yeah, the Killbillies aren't doing anything this weekend. I have a gig on Sunday with Victoria Lee at Handlebars, like I was saying.
Yep.
And
And then 561 Music booked Sierra Lane on Friday at Connolly's.
that's right.
So if
Everyone,
anybody's
go
got
see
nothing
Sierra
yeah.
Lane on Friday at Connolly's.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What time's that? Is that 9 to 1?
That is a 9 to 1. And
Right.
I guess there's a Jason Aldean concert at I think Financial.
Thank God.
Oh, okay.
It's been a while since he's come through.
Right.
I mean,
So-
go check him out.
So they
That's what it's
they're
called
doing-
now, I think.
Yeah, I think Financial. Yeah, it's the dumbest name.
Mm.
But it's not dumb if you want to sponsor the show.
Yeah. What's up,
about
I
me.
think.
Yeah. And they, I guess
Methinks.
they're doing, Connolly's is doing kind of an unofficial Jason Aldean after party.
Oh, really?
And so Sierra Lane's playing that.
That's why. Okay,
Yeah.
I get it now.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So should be good though. Should be fun.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for coming on, guys.
Thanks
Thank
for
you for
having us.
having
We had a
us.
lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. Yeah.
Thanks.
Take it by the scene, it's what we're doing. Come and check it out, it's what we're all about.